So I'm Professor Mai Der Vang, and it's my pleasure to introduce poetry student Victoria Monsivaiz. I've had the opportunity to support Victoria since her first semester of workshop in the program, and it's been an absolute joy to both cheer her along and to witness her poetry evolve and grow in ways that reveal a dynamic relationship with and to language. Victoria is an emerging poet who reaches for creative risk and who isn't afraid to keep carving her way through the craft of her poems. Her work is attentive to the ways language can convey one's hidden grief and give voice to childhood losses. Victoria's thesis, titled Still Stitching, grounds itself in the presence and reflective power of language to meaningfully complicate the emotional gaps left behind by the absence of a father figure. The poems in this collection draw upon childhood memories where a speaker reaches for connection and new perspective to grapple with the strained reality of growing up in a single parent household. Victoria traverses a range of experiences and memories to illustrate the emotional and mental weight of living without the presence of both parents, from sibling caretaking to being shamed at school, and from moving between states to the tender balance of tension and love from a coping mother. In a series of poems titled Dear Sender, the speaker addresses an absent individual to communicate personal and familial grievances. And in these moments, the speaker invigorates the page with emotional truth and isn't afraid to say what needs to be said. In another poem titled Please Don't Ask, Victoria scrawls text across and down the page in a crossword puzzle-like manner to literally connect phrases to other phrases and to demonstrate the intersection of language with visual possibilities. The poem confronts paternal absence by way of a speaker whose words achieve teeth and bite, along with a fearlessness to call out the tension for what it is. And in the last section of the manuscript, there's a long poem broken into 3 segments, with each segment addressing those involved: fathers, mother, and the self. The speaker in this poem unleashes a necessary ferocity and fire, with so much at stake given the decades of absence and all the time that has already passed. Victoria brings out a speaker who refuses to hold back. Woven into these poems and throughout the collection are also moments that examine crucial aspects of gender, identity, and culture. And needless to say, it will be very exciting to watch Victoria's work in the years ahead. In closing, I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge all of the wonderful activities that Victoria has contributed to during her time in the MFA program. And to name a few, Victoria has served on the Levine Prize team as a student reviewer and editorial assistant for 3 fall semesters. She's also served in a leadership capacity for the Chicanx Writers and Artists Association. She's written and contributed to La Voz de Aztlan, a supplement in the Collegian student newspaper, and she has supported and served our students by teaching poetry workshops and classes in the first-year writing program. Victoria, we are so grateful for your leadership and contributions to our community here on campus, and so proud of the creative work you've accomplished while in our program. Congratulations. Come on up. Can I use that part of my abstract?
Great. It's like, okay. So with that being said, that is still in progress. It's there, but it needs some work. Let's see here. So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I'm honored to read alongside my talented classmates. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they've been working on. I've been hearing a lot of good things. Some I've had a little bit of behind the scenes with, but I'm really excited to see how much that's grown since then. And also, before I begin, I'd like to thank my friends, many of whom are in attendance today, in addition to my fellow classmates and professors, and thesis committee, Mai Der, Juan Felipe, and Brenna. Let's see here, and for reading my work. And I appreciate all of your help and support. Sincerely, I can't thank you enough. I sincerely appreciate it. Your work and support has taken me so far. Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to thank my mother, who is in attendance here today, and my grandparents, in addition to the rest of my family, who have supported and encouraged me to pursue my dreams of becoming a writer. So thank you. With that being said, I did have a little tiny segment about what my thesis was about, but thank you, later. So with that being said, I will go ahead and begin with my first poem. And actually, I tend to ramble, so I'll need to put on a timer. Better safe than sorry. Wonderful. That's gonna slide. Alrighty. So my first poem. Let's see here. And for the ones that have been mentioned, again, thank you, Mai Der. I did not select for tonight, so you're more than welcome to read the rest of my thesis when it gets published. That's the goal. That's the goal. So for the first one is titled, "I'll Confess When I Rise from the Grave." I favored a stranger who feverishly aimed to scrape the jelly from the craters in my skull, his carbon eyes. Then the woman who would smile dying today if it meant I lived to say good morning tomorrow. I willed a figment of my crayoned imagination to crawl out from crumpled construction paper, a Frankenstein creation, pitchforks javelined at tethers of the woman, 9 months crocheted, hollow body. Un comadre, I daydreamed, would suture mirrors back into my socket scabs, smile at what he reaped, never awake. Rejoin Mama's endeavors. Shame. He Legoed an executioner platform, not bothering to watch. Tasked Colorado blizzards to shave us down. Missed bone, perfumed flesh. One dispute forgettable. Strang me to wish he'd appear. Supplant the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, mom. Alrighty. And this following poem is titled, "Teacher, I Have the Clipboard." My 7-year-old eye level, wise mind I possess, don't be fooled. My missing teeth don't hinder my finger painting talents to your shortcomings. How do you not know your father's name? Frowny face. No more pretend. Now what's his birthday? Frowny face. Everyone has a mommy and daddy. Frowny face. Your mother is here to pick you up. Smiley face. Welcome back. Teary face. Please consider the masterpiece above and learn your own lesson. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Let's see here. And for this next poem, this one is titled, "Dear Sender, Only You Were Dreaming Your Dreams." As you lettered to share this illusion of yours, Mama was crafting my crib from body of chair and branches of her arms. Your childish words across state lines did little to predict that Mama and I would scythe our roots more than 16 times. Never enough green to buy time to grow flowers from our fingertips. Do you not find it strange that my Mama's eye leaked with tar and nursed me with the same, just as your pen ran out of ink? It must have been nice for you to write this play, only to have Mama rip herself in two, that I could never tell who she'd be today, the next, or ever again. I did not break that. I thought I'd hit it. Alrighty. This next poem is titled, "Hey Primo." Hey Primo. You, me, sister, our family's lucky 3, abandoned by 1 papa each, but I by 2. Maybe that's why Misa felt like a scam. The father and the son, the mother and the daughter, the mother and the son. Mother, present, deliverer of punishment, consequence, anger, but preserver of childhood with masks, tooth fairy, Santa, Pupui. Fathers hold captive the umbilical cord, one day to strangle, worship me, to asphyxiate the logic that the only way they did best was by staying away. There was no one way to father, to mother, to child, to tally the days if we'll count 10 toes, 10 fingers, extension of our own. If buds bloom, what will you do better? Ask ourselves, will we brave a new cycle, break status quo? Maybe we should start by asking our mothers, what chamber of your heart did you hold underwater before drying your hands to cradle me to your chest? Okay, good to know. Last time I ran over. So, alrighty. In this following poem, this one is called A Home for Us. From trailer to nomads, pumpkin to apple pie, menudo and tamales. Food is the foundation for strong walls to hold and extend smiles to sturdy against the threat of the hourglass. Art stained on the walls because now we get to decide when, if we leave, without consequence, of evidence of our existence, a curse on the next family that takes vacancy. This dead tree season, we grow rosas, duraznos, and photo albums. They'll have the kitchen and carpet, 10 years kitchen and carpet, with some of us inches taller, iganas, making an unwanted appearance. Permanence that is built from bodies that store memory, fingertips that trace the sangre from before there was a thing called the border, noses that signal the direction of remedies when the world was in kind. Chile, libros, nopales, cured from intrusive lies, false histories, lenguas that shout, consejos that the system could never cut off or staple shut. Home was never what someone permitted, but where we laughed, juntos cried, juntos lost, where juntos we know the comfort of a fire in each other's arms, the joy in each other's company, the strength in our stories. Take away the box, but still this is home. This next poem is called Dear Sender, Congratulations. Dear Sender, congratulations. You were an inspired father for all of 8 letters, a text 16 years later. You dedicated more time to a fantasy of your character than actually playing the role. You excused your choices, audacity to play victim. Nail your tongue to the roof of your mouth, your brain. I dare you to mention how much you would gouge your accusatory line of sight away from my mother. Rather, a congratulations to first place. My mother for growing 2 apple trees in concrete, hailstorms, and sweat. No participation award for you. Okay, no. Alrighty, and this next one is called Hey Theo. Hey Theo. You're haunting a flower noose over our family's bond, sweet scent of your memory, the ideal invention of eternal life. You taught me permanence when the finality of change, coffined ashes can bring. Bones and muscle fossilized and double knotted, rooted in the doorway when you last waved. Spirit leaves in the breeze, swift. In comparison, what's left of our lifespan. My charred skin, when your name is breathed, mild acid fog, grandma's distant eyes and mumbled prayers, part in ritual that you're still here. Still, nonetheless, a family, distant with love, emotional, avoidance. You're a lingering catalyst for crucial discussions that end in routine burials. It never occurred to me that children can leave this plane before their parents, willingly or not, just as swiftly as parents hide from their children, willingly. Alrighty. This poem is called, or titled, Family of Matriarchs. A month ago, you swallowed diamonds and sapphires. You didn't grow taller, nor sprout wings, but ached a reminder of the pricelessness your existence accumulates with each angel dust you breathe. A week ago, you stung your lungs and head with the sea of eyes on you, down you, only to appreciate the deep mud of solitude with self, you mistaken as fading into erasure. A day ago, you peeled the first layer of skin off your body, then the next, and next. Insanity made flesh. When insanity is, there was never anything to shed, each layer begging to be stitched whole again. Today, we take only love and self, give no apologies for the rain we harvest to strengthen the resistance we rooted in the consejos mother and mothers preserved, to reign over the decision of how far the sun will rise, or if we'll drown the light in the ocean. I'm glad I brought extras. I was like, okay, let's see here. We'll do this. All right, and this one is titled Lonely Lullaby. Being woven by your veins, molded from your back and forth pacing, cadencing my heartbeat with each pat on your belly. What now? But how? What if? Lyrics we both hum scripted by, and the unforeseen we circle. Day, night, today, tomorrow, a month. As you pat my back to remove excess panic from my stomach, that'll come later with a chorus of my own. What now? How come? What's next? You jog and I sprint, printing our souls, earth fossilized memory, breaks in between, determine which direction next. You pat my back, a reminder that past follows in step. Drums echo, canceling out the notes. I scream, you whisper. What now? Where to? How far? Though we sang together, we followed different rhythms and conjured contrary words to events that had more than one composer. One of us without the ink, the other without the page. And then this poem is titled, Texas, You're a Plague. It'll make sense. Since my conception, you injected symptoms of anxiety and abandonment from two separate rats. The first flinched when it saw my eyes they claimed my mother stole and sewed into a reflection I'd never associate with him, turning us away to the blizzards of Colorado. The second chewed through our bone-crafted keel, deserted us, and left us to sink with a new mouth, laying more weight for my mother to hold above her, swallowing salts to keep us breathing and healthy. More than a decade later, curiosity or healing lures my family back to you, but I've never needed anything from you. That much will never change. I'm still ridding my wounds of pus thanks to your pests, ridding myself of your infection that California sun can't seem to burn from the inside out. All right, and this poem is titled, I Don't Need a Wish. Today I'm 22 and I've traveled into the past in pursuit of a different future. I see you cradling my existence, blood pink and curious eyes. You're 22, I'm seconds old, but already there's so much of what will never be the same. To choose before or write the future, neither is possible, that much is certain. I want to hold you as you soothe my wailing because I don't recall any mentions of someone doing that for you. You're 26, now sister cries. You harness me to your bloody feet, stretch yourself, the sutures 4 years scarred, tear. You cocoon 2 bodies back into the body we left. I wish I could have taken us all to the edge of the world to purge mind and soul of worries today that'll be there tomorrow. Fly, fly, fly. No burning log strapped to our huddle, plunging, burning up for the opportunity to choose what paths to venture. I phantom down the brick of reels that extend far beyond watching, aware I've lingered here for too long. I look up, back at the kitchen table with us 3, congratulations given. Another cycle of breathing completed. I speak, we know. Ears ring, we know. Smiles remain, we know. I can do it for the last one. I did my timing very well this time. Alrighty, and this final poem is called Hey Mom. This puzzle is failing, but growing. Now images within images, beginning within a beginning that went from 2 to 3. We won't chisel each other's name onto tombs, throw ourselves and chain generations onto the scalding pomade, to choke on the smoke of their burning hearts, and we bleed brain fluid from every pore, from the cries of shriveling roses, perfumed to give life to the lingering ashes, to the thorns of old. But to breathe through filtered blood oranges, in alchemy, ashes into aloe. Your apologies tied an anchor to one foot and a life raft to my arm, stranded in the middle of a sea of sand. Theatered with images, unlocked, rewatched, noosed, sliding down my throat, past my heart, tining around my intestines, and I vomit ectoplasm, releasing relief of tears onto my tongue, oasis birth. I stew in no resentment. There was never any time for it, but we caught the bullet with strong wind words dribbling back and forth. How daunting the strength of the tongue, and sad why many before passed inheritance of a needle and thread. No voice, no sight, no thought, no heart. Instead, you gave me initiative. No paper, use your skin. No ink, sharpen your nails. And scribe with the cartridge your body supplies, because we won't make excuses for ourselves when that's all we ever heard from serpents. I'm hungry. Where do you want to eat? Okay. I'll meet you there, and if I get there first, I'll order you a lavender lemon drop martini.